I've followed this since day one, and the first week everything started, I stated in a video that I would no longer associate myself or my channel with nwjns. I didn't want to participate in the speculations or overt hate, nor did I really want to talk about it. I just wanted to be done and put them behind me. Until now, K-pop fans can never seem to stop spreading misinformation. This is no different. No, this is not a matter of nwjns versus HYBE, or just support the members with what they want. This is not a silly, stupid K-pop scandal that'll pass in a few weeks. This is a legitimate legal battle within a company, and some of you can't seem to understand that. Making videos of your assumptions without proper information is damaging to nwjns as a group, HYBE, nwjns, and all the young fans you're sharing these things with. I want you to know that the word mistreatment is very strong and is not to be taken out of context or used in an illegitimate situation. So please stop posting TikToks and complaining about this, because at the end of the day you're causing more harm than good. It seems everyone all of a sudden can't seem to remember anything nwjns did just because they now want to believe that the nwjns girls are right. Let's start from the beginning. This woman was originally the production and advertiser for a new girl group, which we now know is Les Seraphim, under Source Music, not Autoer. But then she got angry about the contract and demanded to have her own group and company. So Bang PD went ahead and gave her Autoer and a selection of the trainees under Source. Keep Bang PD in your thoughts, because I've got problems with him too. So first of all, she body-shamed these girls since day one. Only chose Danielle because she knew that she'd attract more international fans. And then proceeded to have a group of minors perform a song like Cookie, aka a sexual-themed song with Hyun, who was 14 at the time. Then tried to claim the lyrics were for their fans, not about sex, which is clearly a lie if you read them. She then proceeded to specifically try her hardest to sabotage Elite, Les Seraphim, and BTS, and I have no reason to not believe that she would have gone after other HYBE groups as well if she had time. She was almost the sole reason for the scandal with ETA, and at the time many fans demanded for her to be removed from CEO because, according to fans, she was only damaging nwjns. Apparently you all forgot how problematic that song was. nwjns was also heavily accused of abusing Autoer employees, stealing HYBE's confidential information, allowing sexual harassment under her company, cheating the sales and views of nwjns content to make it look better than it did, using a shaman for legal and suspicious advice, and much, much more. Don't even get me started on her claiming Elite was plagiarizing, not nwjns, but herself specifically, because she's a speculated narcissist, and then later being accused of plagiarizing multiple smaller groups from other countries. She's also been grooming these young girls, nwjns, into believing that they're nothing without her, and that she's the sole reason they were popular, which I can't even begin to describe how damaging that is for these, now, women. She's also basically destroyed their reputation throughout this HYBE battle when, if she actually cared about the girls, could have easily made it clear to the public that this was between her and HYBE and left the members out of this. Which she didn't because she wanted more attention. I have so many reasons to believe that she was behind the YouTube live as well. HYBE cannot put nwjns back into control of the company or the girls, or give her access to take advantage of future young trainees. That would just simply be irresponsible. I'm aware of the fact that the members themselves asked her to return, but you need to remember that she practically raised them. Ever since they were kids, she was their caregiver. She mentored them. She was their rock. She gave them a sense of security, all while grooming them. Speaking of grooming, a lot of people believe grooming is only used for a romantic or a sexual relationship, which is not a true view of it. You can be groomed into a platonic situation. As long as the groomer is getting something from it, it's grooming. nwjns probably look at Hyun through rose-tinted glasses, I assume. At least I hope that they don't realize all the things she's done because of this. At the end of the day, these girls are victims. Now, let's hope you haven't already commented about how I'm a company stan, because now it's time to speak on HYBE, more specifically, Bang PD. Because this man should have never given her a platform to do this. He knew the horror she put SM groups through, and he still chose to not only hire her into Source, but then give in to her demands and give her her own company separate from the rest of HYBE. So of course she, an abuser, ran with that and continued to keep the girls isolated. Bang PD is absolutely at fault in this. As an adult around this, he should have done more to keep those girls safe under his overall control. It should have never gotten this bad. This point also stands for their parents, but I do hold them less accountable because all they know is what their kids tell them, and what would have been said would have been in high regards of MHJ. Now as for the mistreatment allegations towards HYBE stated from the members themselves. Firstly, Heron claims that their medical records were made public. She then continues to say that she talked about the situation with MHJ and her parents, but Heejin was the one who leaked their records to potential investors. Heejin did that, not HYBE as far as I'm aware. She also leaked other trainees' informations as well. I do not find it surprising that she's gaslit these girls into thinking that this was HYBE's doing. Secondly, Hanny claims that in the hair and makeup section of HYBE, a group and their manager greeted her, but then when they were leaving they tried to talk to Hanny again. This resulted in their manager telling them to just ignore her. She then says that she tried to tell the new CEO about this interaction and that the company did nothing. This is a lie. HYBE released that this situation happened back in June, which would mean that Heejin was still CEO, therefore she could not have complained to the new one. And I'm well aware of the people I'm going to get telling me that I'm taking HYBE's claims and that they're probably lying. However, I just find it less likely for HYBE to lie than it is for Heejin's side considering everything that she's done. How can we possibly blame the manager of another HYBE group for not wanting to associate with nwjns? Of course they wouldn't want that. Professionally speaking, nwjns was directly associated with MHJ, and she was literally trying to destroy the company that manager and the group worked for. Is it rude? Yes, of course. I'd be pretty furious if I was Hanny as well. That does not take away her feelings, and I understand the animosity. But I'm not too sure it's mistreatment. I suppose this depends on your view of it. Personally, I do not think this is workplace bullying or mistreatment. It is disappointing and disgusting that fans took the release of the group's name and went to attack them for ignoring Hanny, as if it was in their control. Please leave them alone. This wasn't their fault. Thirdly, Hanny claims that their business management and creative production was not separated previously under Heejin, and they worked together in harmony, as she stated. And to this, I just want to say this is not perfectly fine like Hanny says. This is never how a company should run. It directly puts the creativity in the hands of greed from the business side. And it also just means that Heejin was everything in that company. Production, business, creativity, etc. was just her, which is really weird for a CEO. So yeah, that's a solid change the new CEO made, and Hanny doesn't have strong legs to stand on when talking about this. They do not, and should not, be connected directly. Fourthly, Hanny claims that their content was infringed upon. Their previous director had a verbal agreement with Min Heejin, verbal, not contractual, that he was allowed to release behind-the-scenes things and director's cuts on a separate YouTube channel. He originally released to one of those that their sponsor, Apple at the time, didn't want included. This was released after Min Heejin's removal. So Ottawa requested him to simply remove the last bit of the video as to not upset Apple. He then took the video down and continued to spread lies and rumors about the new Ottawa CEO and company staff, essentially trying to ruin their reputation. He is close to Heejin. So, again, the members were gaslit by Heejin, which isn't surprising. Now, here are some nitpicks I have. More proof of Heejin's manipulation techniques. Firstly, their verbiage is always I liked working with Heejin. So far, I was able to work well. I want to be with CEO MHJ. I feel like she's irreplaceable. Not anyone else in the company. For anyone with common sense, this comes off very self-centered and entitled. They look as though they never stopped to consider how life was versus now for other employees under Ottawa. This is because Min Heejin taught them that the world revolves around them, because that's what she does. Secondly, nwjns' unique color, as stated by Danielle, could be used by other producers. I'm sorry, but their sound is not a brand new creation only to be done by MHJ. She has manipulated and told them that they are nothing without her. That their sound, image, their talent even, couldn't be recreated without her in the picture. Which honestly makes my blood boil, because yet another young girl is abused and at the end of the day genuinely believes they're nothing, that they're useless without their abuser. When that couldn't be more from the truth. These girls can function on their own. They have their own talent, and got popular, and have been successful off of themselves, not Heejin. And they often say that they don't know what will happen next. Therefore I believe that even if we want to say that Min Heejin had nothing to do with the live, it just seems they're so afraid. They're afraid of living without Min Heejin, without their groomer. And that breaks my heart and makes me so furious in so many different ways. They need freedom and time away from Heejin, so hopefully, the coating she's put on these poor girls will wear off, and they'll realize that they're okay without her. They just need one comeback working with the new Autoer team, and for it to do well amongst people like they used to. Fans need to remember that everything they say is to be taken with a grain of salt simply because of their severe grooming, abuse, and trauma. I know we all want to believe and support artists, but at this point, I'm sorry, but I cannot say I stand with NewJeans in the way you all do. I just want them to realize their own worth and strength. Because God, women have been minimized in society for far too long for yet another young woman to fall victim to feeling worthless. Stop lying and spreading misinformation. Stop it right now.
Now